Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first webinar at IFMSA-Jo SCOME. This is one of the first series for IFMSA-Jo. So, SCOME has a vision. So we decided to do a series of webinars through the whole of the year. Every month we will discuss a new topic, a new thing for our members. And today our topic is about student involvement and representations. I am Ubad Nahawi. I am the IFMSA-Jo NOMI. And I have with me Marwan Amzil, our SCOME RA for the EMR.
Thank you, Abada, for this nice introduction. So I must first say hello to everyone, whether from IFMSA-Jo or everyone who is watching us from other NMO. It is a great opportunity for you, this webinar, to be introduced to one of the main goals of IFMSA and SCOME in medical education, as it is to empower medical students, not only on the international level, but also on the local level within their universities to be a very strong and competent medical education stakeholder. And one of the first steps of being this strong and competent stakeholders of medical education is to be actually meaningfully involved within their education and within their universities. So what does it mean actually to be meaningfully involved in their education? So there is this definition that I'm going to read first, and then we're going to break it down bit by bit. So being meaningfully involved within their education is to deliberately and actively engage in all students at all grade levels and in all subjects as stakeholders and partners in the teaching and learning process and throughout the education system as a whole. It is a continuous validation of the experience, perspectives, and knowledge of all students through positive participation in school improvements. So there are like these three keywords that are the main definition of to be meaningfully involved within their education. So students at all grade levels. So whether you are a medical student from first year, from seventh year, from the 1000th year, you are all meant to be involved within your education. Because we need to bring all the perspectives and all the knowledge from all the different levels of education, because it's really different from the pre-clinical year as well as the clinical year and the pre-graduation phase of education. So we need to bring all the perspectives and all the ideas of medical students to be implemented through education. The second part of the definition, which is also really important, which is the education system as a whole, because medical students need to be involved not just only in the teaching and learning process, but also as a whole body. It includes also inclusion of medical students in the assessment and evaluation, in the inclusion of the clinical learning opportunities for even access to medical education and also post-graduation opportunities. So medical students do actually need to have a say in all these points of the curriculum and not just only the teaching and learning process. And the last part of the definition, which is also important, which is a positive participation in the school improvement. So this is the main outcome of being meaningfully involved. So school improvement does not rely only on the administration and the teachers, but also on the students being involved. And this it's a collaborative effort between all the medical education stakeholders, including medical students. So the next part would be like people would ask you, why do I need to be involved? Like, can I just be like go to classes, have good grades, and graduate, and that's it? Is it like a good example of a medical student who want to bring their education to the next level, who wants to bring medicine into the next level, because medicine and education are two fields that are constantly and rapidly evolving throughout the years. So, like, we have a fellow here who is asking a serious question, which is, are you telling me that you are studying in an adult-led university without being involved in your education? And it focuses, I want to bring the focus on one word, which is the adult-led university, because in the university, we are all adults there, and all our perspectives and knowledge and competence needs to be brought to the spotlight. With Abada so he can explain to you why we should be included and involved meaningfully in our education.
Okay, thank you, Marwan. You have said it all, and I couldn't be more glad how you presented that. So how we can be more involved and what are the benefit of being involved. For our medical students, we are building more of a networking between you and between the friends, and you are making more of new friends, and you experience more of college and academic achievements with your schools. You will be here having more of career opportunities during medical conferences, being more involved in the decision making of your medical school, and you will be also learning about the leadership skills and communication skills, and building your self-esteem and self-confidence as well. And that's something is really important for us. And we will not forget also that after the student involvement, you will be contributing to your community and to your university, and we will be making a change as we want it. And I will leave this part and expand to the Marwan.
Yes, exactly, Obada. What you have said is really an answer to the question I have stated before, which is, why should I be involved meaningfully in my education? This, the answer is quite simple, which is it makes you actually a better medical student. And also, it does not have a benefit on not only on one student or the students on their own, but also on the educational level, as it fosters a supportive learning environment for all medical students. So the adult partnerships between the medical students and the professors and the university administration, it does encourage all medical students, whether they are from different genders, races, or religions, or regardless of their background, it pushes them to a great supportive learning environment, so they can have a better academic achievement. And it makes you also learn and with purpose, and also it gives teachers to learn with a more specific purpose, so they wouldn't like teach a subject just to deliver information, but also they would think of an outcome of this information that would be delivered. So this is like a statement of an outcome-based learning and teaching. And also it gives the power to medical students to be actual leaders in their education. So they would actually sit side by side within their universities with their professors, with their administration staff, so they can all of them together decide which path their university is going to follow and how the future is going to look for their education. Mm. And also it encourages medical students to learn about academic and cultural and civic engagement. So this is a really important idea to give these values to medical students to be actual good citizens within their communities and to provide a social solidarity as they're going to be doctors in the future. And also, like one thing that answers the previous questions, how does it make you a better medical student? It makes you learn about applied learning, which is to learn all the means that makes you all the means of better learning and better teaching. So it gives you an insight of the science of teaching and learning. And this actually makes you a better medical student. So you put your strategies and your mind towards how to learn exactly better. Yeah, so I think these are the benefits on the educational level, and it has a snowball effect. The more benefits it has for you on a personal level as a medical student, the more effect it has on the teachers and the other medical education stakeholders, and as well as the educational system as a whole. And you'd be wondering now, how can I be meaningfully involved within their education? There are like several many forms that you can be regarding your own education system and how you want to be involved. And I'm going to leave you with Abada, so he would explain more about the different forms of being involved within their education.
Thank you, Marwan. Okay, so we came to Verdia Play. We know it. We know what we are getting from it and how to tell our schools and university vets what they benefit from it. But now we're coming to the actual work where we want to implement this on the ground. So here's a couple of things that you could work on it, and we merge it with a few examples from my NMO, and you can do it in your NMOs, and the other ideas that we will be doing in the future, hopefully this term, if not in the next term. So the first thing is the classroom-centered students, where the students are the center of their education, and you can merge it between different experiences, like the higher the grades in the schools, they can provide their experience and their knowledge and skills to more of lower grades, like the first and second year. So here, one of the projects study guide have been done in one of the LCs, and they provided lectures about different subjects and different topics, and they teach them about practical skills as well. Student evaluations of self and teachers. This is really important, as everyone is, how we say it, everyone is not comfortable and is not satisfied with their evaluation during exams or whether during their education, and there is nothing, the teachers are not qualified enough sometimes, and you can't provide them with the feedback or to evaluate themselves. So Know Your Specialty is one of the other projects that have done in IFMSA-Jo and one of LCs. And it provided the students to evaluate themselves to choose their specialty, and besides what are their interests and their skills and where they can go beyond that, and provided the teachers as well the opportunity to present themselves and to be vulnerable and to to be in the part of representing part of the students and not as passive providers. The next one, it would be the service learning project, which is focusing on the school side. There's many of ideas that you can implement. One of them, it was ready to study. It was part of training and teaching method for the first year students on how to study effectively and how to work on their self by managing their time using different methods. Okay, co-design and evaluate curriculum. We did it in part of a SCOME Cafe, which was a survey for curriculum development, have done on from the first to the sixth year, where every year has its own curriculum. So you have to ask the specific questions, and you can tell the school council or the committee that is working on it that you can provide them with the results afterward. And this is will ease the process between you and the school, which where you can be more involved with them and implement the results with them. Student-led school publications, there is many for the articles, for medical conferences, research forum, but one of them is Wikipedia articles review, where many of the students have gathered and contacted one of our doctors to provide Wikipedia and review the articles there and provide them with a translation also from the English to the Arabic language. And this is what's organized from the medical council and the school itself. Peer teaching is another method to be involved, as it kind of adds the classroom center teaching, but it's more between two peers, where students from the higher grade provide the knowledge and the skills to the lower grades. Okay, the next couple of ideas now we are coming. It's something we did not work on yet, and it's a huge step for us. So it will be one of our future, let's say, movements and projects that we will work on the term, which will be of active involvement in school improvement activities. And this is need the collaboration between medical school and the students of different batches, and to be more ready with the ideas on what kind of activities we want to implement in our medical school and how we can take it from an idea to reality. So this will be done in SCOME camp, which will be in July. Leadership opportunity. Your school should be providing you with this opportunity, whether it was on the country level or on the regional or international level. So you can take part in more in the education system and more part in representing your school in all levels. And this is so they feel that we are committed to something and that you are have more than being passive received and more of adult centered, and you are serving the school as a decision maker, as a planner, as a researcher, and even more. And this is for everything, I think, for how you can implement this in your school. If you have any questions, please ask it in the chat below. And we are so glad to have you with us, and also Marwan.
Thank you, Abada. And I just want to add to that you are already as committees involved within your education, and being involved, it has many levels. be like as a participant and providing the non-formal education activities. It is also a form of being involved within their education, and it helps you being given an image of medical students that wants to provide another set of learning and teaching also in your medical school. So if you have more questions, please don't hesitate. We're really glad to answer all of them. Someone is asking about leadership opportunities. I think MU stands for university, where opportunities of leadership are not provided other than SCOME provides. I think it's really something that you need to prove yourself worthy of. Yes, how can you advocate for this part to be for our curriculum? First of all, like in, mhm. Yeah, okay. So I was just
Yeah,
saying maybe
not all the LCs are having the same equal opportunity, as you know. Some medical school is better than others, but this is, does not like uh, make any difference, because we will be working on every medical school on individual, and hopefully by the end of this year, we could advocate more for the idea.
yes, that's a good idea, but and I think being meaningfully involved within the curriculum in some universities through leadership positions is something that you need to work on constantly and through a long time. And you need first of all to prove yourself that you are worthy of a leadership position within your university as a medical student. So being really active in other parts of medical education shows that you are that adult who is aware and competent of the of medical education and its objectives, and it really builds a trust relationship between you and the administration of your university.
Okay, any more questions?
Don't be shy.
Okay, if there's no more questions, I think we can end here. And if you have any more questions, you can approach me or Marwan through our official emails. You will find it in the description below. And hopefully see you on the next month with the new topics. And hopefully this was helpful and useful as we hope so. It's just the beginning. And thank you, Marwan, for being here. You always a pleasure to have.
Thank you for the invitation. It was really nice to have you to be around. I think they're just comedians. I'm really approachable person, so you can don't hesitate to ask me questions about this topic or anything else regarding medical education through my official email. So have a nice weekend. I think, Joe.